Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for daily stories about betrayal, revenge, and relationship advice. The house is buzzing with activity. Soft music plays in the background. Laughter echoes from moments past, and the lingering scent of Emma's favorite perfume fills the air. Meanwhile, I'm pacing in the living room, trying to steady my nerves. Emma, completely unaware of my inner turmoil, twirls in front of the mirror, adjusting her dress for what seems like the 100th time. "Mark, can you help me with this necklace?" she calls, her tone balancing between irritation and excitement. I walk over, trying to hide my emotions. "Emma, we need to talk." "It's important," I say. She glances at me through the mirror, impatience flickering in her eyes. "Can it wait? I'm already running late." "No, it can't," I reply firmly, though I soften my tone. "You've been going out a lot lately, and it's starting to bother me." Emma sighs, turning to face me, arms crossed. "Are you seriously bringing this up now? It's just a night out with my friends. I'm not doing anything wrong." "I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong," I explain, my voice calm despite the tension building. "But it's the same every weekend. You go out, and I'm left here alone. It feels like your social life matters more than our marriage." Emma tugs at her dress, frustration clear in her movements. "Mark, this is ridiculous. I need time with my friends. Everyone has hobbies or activities. I'm just trying to enjoy myself. Is it just fun?" I ask, my voice trembling. "Or is there something more going on?" Her face flushes with a mix of anger and hurt. "Are you accusing me of cheating?" "No," I say, exasperated. "I'm not accusing you of anything, but when you go out so often and say so little about it, I can't help but wonder. It feels like you're keeping a part of your life from me." Emma narrows her eyes, defiant. "I'm not a child, Mark. I don't need to account for every second of my life to you. I'm just out with friends. Nothing more." Taking a deep breath, I try to remain composed. "I'm not asking you to stop seeing your friends. I just need you to consider how this affects us. I need to feel like a priority too, Emma. Otherwise, I'm not sure how we can keep moving forward like this." For a brief moment, her expression softens, but the frustration quickly returns. "You're being controlling, Mark. I feel trapped. If you can't trust me to go out and enjoy time with my friends, maybe the problem is your own insecurity." Her words hit hard, and I take a step back, the weight of her accusations sinking in. "Maybe you're right," I admit quietly. "Maybe I am insecure. But I can't ignore how this is making me feel." She shakes her head, sighing deeply. "I'm going out now. We can talk about this later if you're still upset." With that, Emma grabs her purse and walks out, leaving me standing in the dim hallway. The soft click of the door closing behind her feels like a final blow. I sink onto the couch, the silence of the house deafening, echoing the growing distance between us. The next morning, the tension is still thick in the air. Emma and I are on opposite sides of the house, both lost in thought after a restless night. I decide it's time to confront her directly. No more avoiding the issue. I wait for her in the living room, where morning sunlight streams through the curtains, casting long shadows that only add to the somber mood. When Emma finally appears, still groggy, she notices the tension immediately. "Good morning," she says, attempting a cheerful tone. "What's up?" "Good morning," I reply evenly, determined to stay composed. "We need to talk." Emma sets her coffee mug on the table and perches on the edge of the sofa, her expression guarded. "About what?" I take a deep breath, preparing myself. "Emma, I can't keep doing this every weekend. You're out with your friends, and I'm left here alone. I've tried to let it go, but it's eating away at me. I need to know where we stand." Her face clouds with annoyance. "Mark, we've been over this. I go out, have fun, and come home. It's not like I'm doing anything wrong." "This isn't about what you're doing," I counter, trying to keep my frustration in check. "It's about how it makes me feel. I'm starting to think your social life matters more to you than our relationship." She shakes her head in disbelief. "So what? Are you saying I should just stop seeing my friends?" "No," I reply firmly. "I'm saying we need balance. I've been patient, but I can't keep feeling like I'm not a priority. I need to know if you're committed to us. Emma crosses her arms, her eyes hardening. So now you're giving me an ultimatum? Yes, I admit, my voice steady despite the pounding in my chest. Either we start working on this together and find balance, or we need to reconsider where this is going. I can't keep living like this. Her face flushes with anger, and she stands abruptly. This is absurd, Mark. You're being unreasonable. I need to live my life. If you can't accept that, maybe you need to rethink your own perspective. It's not about controlling you, I argue, my voice strained. It's about saving us. What matters most to me, I need to understand. We've been working toward something, but it feels like we're drifting apart. Emma shakes her head, her voice thick with frustration. You're suffocating me, Mark. I need space. If you can't handle that, maybe we're better off apart. Her words hit me like a physical blow, but I hold my ground. If that's how you feel, maybe we do need to take a step back, I say, my voice steady despite the hurt. I can't stay in a relationship where I feel invisible and unimportant. Emma grabs her purse and, with quick, decisive movements, says, Fine, I'll go. We can talk later, but I'm not rushing into decisions. The door slams behind her, and I collapse onto the couch, a wave of despair washing over me. The house feels cold, empty, like a space where things are already ending. The silence after her departure is deafening, filled with the echoes of our argument. I can't help but wonder if this is the beginning of the end. Hours later, I find myself surrounded by half-packed boxes, the living room feeling unfamiliar, stripped of its warmth. Each item I place into a box feels heavier than the last, each one marking the life I'm leaving behind. The rhythmic ticking of the clock is the only sound in the room. Emma's laughter drifts faintly from outside, mingling with the silence of the house and making the emptiness feel even more suffocating. As I seal a box, I hear the familiar click of the door. Emma is back. Her laughter fades as she enters, and her carefree demeanor disappears when she sees the boxes. Her face falls. Mark, she says, her voice tentative, echoing through the quiet house. Mark, where are you? I step out from the bedroom, my emotions a storm inside. I'm here, I say quietly. Emma picks up the note I left on the coffee table, reading it aloud, her voice breaking. Mark, I can't keep living this way. I hope you find what you're looking for. I need to move on. Shock and hurt fill her eyes. You're leaving? Just like that. I never wanted it to come to this, I reply, my voice heavy with regret. But I can't keep going like this, feeling like an afterthought. I've tried, Emma. But we're at a standstill. Tears fill her eyes. Please, let's talk about this. Don't do this. We can figure it out. I've been trying, I say, guilt rising within me. But every conversation feels like we're going in circles. I need space to figure out where I stand. She wipes a tear from her cheek, glancing around at the packed boxes. So, this is it? You're just walking away, without giving us a chance. It's not that simple, I reply, struggling to keep my composure. I need to choose what's best for me. If you need time to figure out your priorities, then I need to do the same. Her eyes harden with anger and desperation. So, you're giving up? Is this really how it ends? I don't want it to. I admit, my throat tight. But I can't keep waiting for things to change. I need to move forward, Emma. For myself. She stands there, silent and defeated. The room feels suffocating, heavy with the weight of what's been lost. Finally, Emma takes a deep breath. If this is what you want, then go. I swallow hard and pick up my last bag. I'm sorry, Emma. I really am. I hope you find what you're looking for. As I reach the door, I pause, taking one last look at the home we shared. Memories flood my mind, moments of happiness now tinged with sorrow. With a final glance, I step out into the night, leaving the life we built behind. The door closes quietly, and the silence of the house swallows everything. Emma's muffled sobs echo behind me, each one cutting deeper as I walk away. The reality of our separation settles in. The future ahead feels uncertain. Driving through the city, the lights blur into streaks, a deep ache settling in my chest. Something irrevocable has shifted. The road ahead is uncharted, but it's the only direction left to take. In the days after my departure, Emma struggles to fill the emptiness of the house. The silence, once filled with life, now presses in on her. She throws herself into distractions, but nothing quells the growing weight of regret. One afternoon, she seeks refuge at her sister Anna's house, hoping for clarity. Anna greets her with a warm hug. "You look like you could use a cup of tea and someone to talk to," she says gently, leading Emma to the couch. Emma sighs, exhausted. "I don't even know where to begin. Everything feels like it's falling apart." Anna sits beside her, handing her a steaming mug. "Start wherever you feel like. Sometimes just talking about it helps." Emma stares into her tea before speaking. "Mark left a few days ago. He packed up and walked out. I didn't think he'd actually go through with it." Anna's face softens with concern. "How are you holding up?" "I don't even know," Emma admits, her voice cracking. "I was so caught up in my own world, going out, having fun, that I didn't realize how much I was neglecting him. I thought he was overreacting, but now I'm not so sure. I should have listened." Anna reaches out and places a comforting hand on hers. "It's hard to see clearly when you're in the middle of everything. Sometimes it takes distance to understand what really matters." Tears spill from Emma's eyes. "I was so dismissive. I thought things would work themselves out, but now I feel like I've lost everything." Their conversation is interrupted by the doorbell. Anna answers it and returns with a sealed envelope. "This came for you. It's from Mark's lawyer." Emma's hands tremble as she opens it, her heart skipping a beat. It's a formal letter detailing the initiation of divorce proceedings. Her face pales as she reads the words. He's actually filed. He's really moving forward with this. Anna's expression softens with compassion. "I'm so sorry, Emma. This must be incredibly hard to process." Emma leans back against the couch, overwhelmed. "I didn't think it would come to this. I thought we had more time to figure things out. I didn't realize how serious he was." Anna sits beside her, gently rubbing her back. "Sometimes it takes something drastic to understand the full weight of our actions." "It sounds like you're starting to see how much Mark meant to you." Emma nods, tears streaming down her face. "I took him for granted. I thought I could have it all, my freedom, my nights out, and still keep him in my life. But now I see how wrong I was." Anna's voice is steady, acknowledging that is important, even though it hurts. It's a painful part of growth, but it's necessary. Emma looks back at the letter, the weight of the situation settling in. "I told myself it wasn't a big deal, that Mark would understand. But I betrayed his trust, and now I pushed him away." Anna squeezes her hand gently. "This is a hard lesson, Emma, but it's one that can help you move forward. You can't undo what's happened, but you can learn from it and grow." Taking a deep breath, Emma wipes her tears and straightens up. "I have to face this. I have to take responsibility for my mistakes and make sure I don't repeat them." As the conversation continues, Emma begins to see a glimmer of clarity amidst the pain. The end of her marriage is a harsh awakening, but it's also an opportunity, one to confront her choices, learn from them, and grow. The road to healing will be long and difficult, but she knows it's one she must take. Her nights of fleeting fun have cost her something irreplaceable. As the divorce papers settle in her lap, she resolves to move forward, armed with the painful lessons of her loss.